No, let's wait.
No, too late.
I hate puppies.
Said the guy who's not here.
Good podcast.
He's here. I feel threatened. He's here.
You've been talking about getting rid of that for 5 years now?
And one day I will.
When we shut this whole thing down.
That's right. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Inside the Pallet House, the only podcast dedicated to solving first world problems and hopefully helping you figure out what beer you should be drinking this weekend. And also the first ones to wish you a happy Thanksgiving, but when this comes out, we'll be the last ones to wish you a happy Thanksgiving.
How was your Thanksgiving, guys?
Nobody knows.
Oh, yeah. We haven't had it yet.
Because we are recording. Oh, we got Mike here. Mike, were you about to talk?
I was just going to say I'm full
Perfect.
from Thanksgiving.
He nailed it. Are you going to sit back in the chair all night? Because if so, I'll turn your mic up. You can sit back.
I like that.
There we go. That's fair.
He's full.
I'm going to do
Let the man relax.
I'm going to do a real-time mic check. Say something.
I'm full.
Yeah, he actually sounds perfect. His levels
How
look
about
good.
those Lions? They look great on Thanksgiving Day.
Did they? I don't know where I'm putting my money yet. I'd like to think that this is the year they turn things around, but I also think could be a big letdown game. They're playing the Packers, and if there's one thing I'm familiar with is the Packers ruining Thanksgiving for me.
Yes. Most days.
Every Sunday
Yeah.
for 18 weeks or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I fucking cannot stand them.
Even when they're not playing the Bears, they're ruining your Sunday on some level.
I hate them.
That's how I feel about the Cowboys.
Oh, you're
Pretty
going to
consistent.
love Thursday then. Because they are going to
They're gonna
demolish. They're going to demolish the poor Commanders.
Oh, right.
Are we?
I like
actually-
them less when they beat my team, too.
Yeah.
Are we using that name, Commanders?
I mean,
I like team.
I like the football team.
I was a football team guy myself.
Yeah.
My buddy had actually a great idea and said they should just call them the Pigskins. And that way everybody
Yeah.
just keeps calling them the Skins.
There you
And there
go.
would have been no change.
Yeah.
I don't hate that.
I mean,
I feel like I haven't heard pigskins.
No, I feel like I've heard all of these, but not that.
Yeah. I like that one.
And then we can just all keep calling them the Skins and no one...
I think honestly,
Elijah.
You're good.
I think honestly,
Giving you an inch.
if there's one thing I will give football over football, is their
You
fucking...
talking about soccer?
Yeah.
I'm American.
Their names, like the European team names, are pretty fucking dope.
Seriously?
I think so.
What are their names? Those are just
They're
Manchester
like
United.
Sporting FC. Like, that sounds fucking cool.
So their name's not Manchester United?
Or they have that too.
So what's Liverpool? I thought they were just Liverpool.
They're Liverpool. Or they're probably like Liverpool FC or something like that.
Yeah, like football club.
Yeah. But that's what Washington football
Was going for.
Yeah.
Which
That's
kinda
why I
makes
like
sense.
it. Yeah.
I don't hate on it.
Yeah.
Which I...
Or
look,
like Real Madrid.
it was better than that racist-ass name they ran around with for 50 years.
Yeah.
What does Real mean?
I don't know, but it sounds cool.
I think it's like real. Like they're the real
Spanish
Madrid.
for real.
Yeah, I assume it's Spanish for real.
Just a cooler sounding reel.
Yeah, I'm not mad at
Yeah.
it. Not mad at it. Well, I hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. I'm excited that Thanksgiving is here. This is a good time of year. The holidays are officially upon us. This is where we start our non-fasting.
We have a team, M4K team, called Sporting a Beer Gut.
Which I actually think is a genius name. Did we introduce that Mike was here?
Yes, you did say Mike was here.
Okay, excellent.
The good
Thanks
Mike.
for having me back, fellas.
Yeah, 2 weeks in a row. This is interesting. But you're only here because your whole family's out of town, right?
That's right. I'm a bachelor this week and had some time, so I said, hey, I'd like to spend it talking.
Isn't it weird how much time you have when your family's gone? You're like Ricky Bobby, like, I don't know what to do with my hands. Like, there's nobody there, like, getting your way, and, like, you're not picking up after people and going here and doing that. You're like, man.
Yeah, because there's usually a million things to
There's
do.
a gajillion things. Every night we have something to do. Like, it's just...
If you leave me to my own devices, like, I can have the whole week wrapped up by Tuesday.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I did all the shit I needed to do.
Yep.
everything's waxed and looking good.
Yeah.
And like, I'm good to go. So now I'll just watch football.
Yeah.
Maybe do a podcast.
So I did it a little different. I did nothing.
Sounds
except
glorious.
for go to happy hour 2 nights, now 3 nights in a row. And it was glorious.
But that's perfect. Well, tonight it's
I
fitting.
did leave the door open for the cleaning lady, so my house is clean. And it's going to be
Nice.
clean when we get home.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've ever had your house cleaned while you're on vacation, but there's no better feeling than coming to a completely cleaned house.
That's got to
Actually,
be awesome.
It is.
I think that is a life pro tip that most everybody should really just lean into.
Yeah.
Because I didn't used to do that, and my wife would be like, no, we're going to clean the house before we go. And now since
Yeah.
we got a little older, like,
My wife's pretty good about organize. Get at least like if it's not clean, it's organized and like put together.
when you
But,
come
like,
home and the house is right,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that's a beautiful feeling. You walk in the door and go, oh, damn, I'm done with vacation, and like, I'm on home vacation.
yeah.
Yeah. And it's extra special when somebody else did it.
It's,
Do y'all
it's
like to
done
get
right.
home early on vacation, like a day before, or at least like the morning before, not like come
If I had my druthers.
strolling in at like 8 o'clock the night before you got to go back to work? Like,
Oh, yeah.
that's brutal.
If I had my druthers, but I also do not want to cut a vacation short. I would rather have Monday off.
Yeah. That's another pro tip.
Like that's the real way to do it. You have
Yeah.
Monday off, come home to a clean home, and then it's like you have a whole day to kind of deflate.
Yeah.
And just kind of like figure out like, oh, I probably need to get some shit to the dry cleaners, or like do some, you can
Yeah.
do the basics, fill the fridge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, go to the store.
I mean, I think I'm kind of a slave to that Saturday to Saturday, like beach week kind
Yeah.
of situation. So you get
Which gives you the
Sunday.
natural
Yeah.
Sunday. Yes. Which I can certainly appreciate. But I hate not being able to leave on Friday. That's
Yeah.
the problem with the
Yeah,
Saturday
yeah.
to Saturday kick.
Yeah.
Do y'all get bummed halfway through your vacation? Like once you've hit the 50% mark, like just, you're like, oh man, like in 2 days we got to go home. Oh man, in 1 day we got to go home.
I get the Thursday depression.
Yeah.
Wake up on Thursday and go, I haven't gone deep sea fishing. I go deep sea fishing. And like all of a sudden you start cramming shit in.
Yeah.
But like you've had a blast. You were having a good time all those other days, but you're like, no, it wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
We haven't done any of the things.
I also don't like, we don't do a lot of week to week like beach things, but I've done them my whole life. But like if it's say Saturday to Saturday, like knowing you've got to like clean the house, like I'll start Friday and then like Friday at 8 o'clock, I'll be like, well, house is clean. Like we could just jump in the car and go home,
Which is
sleep
the
in our own
absolute
bed.
That's the absolute worst. My wife, you and my wife would have a blast. You guys get a Saturday house, be home on Thursday, be happy as fuck. Y'all would be set.
I just hate like getting up the morning of and leaving, like when and then having more like then you have to unpack and stuff, and then it's like noon or 2 o'clock when like if you just drove home through the night. Like last Christmas, I went down to my dad's house, South Carolina. We were going to leave the day after Christmas. We got all the Christmas stuff done early that morning, and like we were like beating around the house all afternoon. And I wasn't that tired, and I was like, it's a 7-hour drive. I was like, man, if I just left like right now, I could get there like 2 a.m.
If you could do it so like everybody got their whole day. So
Yeah.
like they were in their pajamas, they're going to bed, then I don't think anyone would argue. Like if all your shit was already loaded, it's like just get in the car, I'll get us home.
Yeah.
That's a little different. But like if you pull the old, hey, start packing your shit, we're going to leave.
Yeah.
That ruins the last night. But I could get behind it if you were like, we're already packed, I'm going to drive. Then I would just keep drinking. Actually, you and I'd be a great couple. I'd do just fine because you're not drinking,
Yep.
so you can just drive us home. I would just drink right up until go time.
I was going to leave at like 8 o'clock at night, Christmas night, and get down there like 3 or 4 in the morning. And my wife was like, you should get some sleep before you do this, if you're going to do this. So like I laid down and fell asleep for like an hour and a half. And I woke up and I was like, all right, boys, get in the car. We're going.
You a fan of the drive through the night to get to vacation?
I'm a fan of whatever it takes to keep the car in motion.
Yeah.
Whether that's drive through the night or take a longer route, if it involves the car staying in motion, I'm not against stopping. I'm not against any of these things. But if it's 8 hours, if I'm moving for 8 hours, I'm happy. If it's an 8 hour trip that could have taken 6 or 5, I'm furious that we've been sitting in traffic the whole time.
I can agree. I will go 2 hours out of my way to avoid a traffic jam.
Yeah.
Like, we'll see what there is to see. Just
Exactly.
Moving.
Yeah.
Moving is good.
Yep.
Couldn't agree with you more. Yeah, I don't like sitting in traffic. It makes me extremely frustrated. But if I see new things, maybe we find somewhere where we stop.
Yeah.
Not Virginia Diner. Ham is salty. You been to Virginia Diner, Mike?
I have.
Have you ever had their ham?
I have.
That's how they like it.
What'd you think?
It's salty. It's Virginia ham.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Virginia ham doesn't have to be really
that
No,
is
it
Virginia ham.
Yeah, that's their thing.
But I think theirs is saltier.
You're clearly not from Virginia.
Not originally. Is that how all Virginia ham is?
yes.
Virginia ham is the ham that is like
The
cured
salty.
in salt, and it is dry and salty, and
Well, it's bad.
it's an acquired taste.
I would rather not acquire that taste. Sorry, I guess I was mistaken. I thought Virginia
I wouldn't
ham
eat it
is-
hungover because it doesn't help your.
No.
I just thought the
hydration
Virginia.
You're used to that Arizona ham.
They don't have ham in Arizona. It's javelina. It's a wild boar.
Chupacabra.
Yeah, ooh. If you haven't had the chupacabra, it's very good. But you want to undercook it. Don't overcook it.
Yeah. Gets tough.
Yeah. And it won't actually kill you if it's undercooked. People don't know that.
Old wives' tale.
All right.
Yeah.
Everybody knows you eat chupacabra rare.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. You don't have to actually cook it to normal pork standards.
No. Well, it's not pork.
It's javelina.
The other white meat.
It's javelina. The other white meat was the single greatest coup ever pulled in marketing ever. They're like, the other white meat, when everyone was trying to do low fat, and everyone went, yeah, duh. We should be having more bacon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not fucking white meat. Pork is not the other white meat.
That was the pork thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, the
That was-
other white meat. But
Well, I
they
mean,
did
there are
that
portions of the pork that are white meat.
clearly, but not the parts that we like. You know what I mean? Like, no one ever goes, I'm craving a pork loin, but you will often say, I'd like some barbecue.
Yeah.
I'd like some fucking bacon.
I know, but I've never picked up a chicken wing and been like, oh, thank goodness for this white meat.
Yeah.
No, but that was the whole move. The pork industry realized everyone was getting away from fat, and they said, we've got it. Some marketing genius said, we'll call it the other white meat, and that shit sold like hotcakes.
What about when trans fat, when they determined that was really bad, and they're like, let's put 97% trans fat free on here. And everybody's like, this is great. It's like, it was probably always that percentage. But like, you,
Right.
if it
Yes.
says 3% trans fat, you're like, gross. Then you're like, 97% free. Whoa, whoop-de-doo, la-di-da.
I've never been so healthy in my life.
Let me ask you a question back to the pork thing real quick.
Yeah, let's do it.
Because I eat meat. I celebrate all types of meat.
The entire collection.
The entire collection. Is like a pork tenderloin on par with like a chicken breast from a health standpoint? I really don't have any idea. I don't have any idea.
No.
Okay.
It is not. It is just white.
It is worse. I would say.
Yeah, it's a little worse because it's a little fattier. That's why it's juicier and tastier.
Right. It is
But like,
delicious.
it's delicious as fuck. But it's not.
There's a direct correlation
But it's not
between how
like-
delicious it is.
Like I understand, like if you're just eating thighs the whole time or legs,
No.
whatever, like you're gonna have some problems. But like a pork tenderloin and
Is the white meat of chicken that much healthier than the dark meat of chicken?
Yes. It's
Really?
lower in
Oh,
fat,
for sure.
lower in calories.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
they're the fat content.
But the entire difference is one is a fucking mammal and one came from an egg.
Yeah.
Mammals
I'm-
tend to not be as good for you. They're tastier.
I mean, I don't mean to be the bearer of bad news, but I'm pretty sure a chicken's a mammal.
It comes from an egg.
Or I understand that, but
Mammals give live birth. That's the definition
Yeah.
of a mammal.
so what is a chicken? That's poultry.
Poultry.
All right, never mind. Yeah,
But is poultry its own classification?
I would assume so.
It's avian.
I don't know. It's been a long
Avian.
time since I've been in school, man.
There's
Yeah.
definitely a distinction between things that give birth to live animals and things that have eggs. There's definitely
That's why dolphin tastes better than fish.
I mean, there are mammals that lay eggs, though. Duckbill platypus is a mammal.
Only one or two.
That is literally the weird one, yes. And the duckbill platypus is actual.
I mean, I guess
technically a marsupial. It crosses multiple. It's a whole fucked up.
And they taste like shit.
I don't know. I've only clubbed them for sport.
You obviously didn't eat yours rare like the chupacabra.
Yeah.
No, we club them for sport where I come from.
That's right.
We sit out in the marshes and we wait till the duckbill platypus. We just wallop them with a baby seal.
It's a good way to pass time.
And move on.
Yeah. All right.
And
so I've had some time to think this through. And yes, birds are different.
They fire eggs out of their ass and it turns into food.
Yeah. Apologies.
Turns into food.
Apologies to all the
designed for.
listeners. I was smart one day. I am not anymore.
Today's not the day, but today is also the biggest drinking day of the year, so you are excused.
Thank you.
In my approximation, there are days where the non-drinkers drink. We're looking at your
New Year's,
the world,
Cinco de Mayo.
Oh, the fucking worst! Give me a Cinco de Mayo. Anyone who goes, I'm going drinking on Cinco de Mayo.
I can give you worse.
St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
Oh no, no, the worst. These
worst.
bring out all of the neophytes.
What's worse, St. Patrick's Day or New Year's Eve? Probably St. Patrick's Day, honestly, because it's a full day.
No. It's New Year's Eve because literally people who don't drink crawl out of the woodwork and drink on New Year's.
Yeah, but they don't start till 8:00. We're like St. Patrick's Day,
but it doesn't
are up at 9 a.m.
But it pulls drinkers out to drink for no reason.
So
New Year's Eve.
You don't think non-drinkers partake in St. Patrick's Day?
I think they avoid it like the plague.
Really?
Yeah. Your grandma doesn't pop a bottle of champagne.
She's
midnight.
dead.
Then, like I said,
counterpoint.
Yes. So she doesn't.
Yeah. I stand corrected. You are correct, Brendan.
But New Year's Eve is the absolute pinnacle of the non-drinker drinking days. But the day before Thanksgiving, the drinkers drink.
Yeah.
Because I said the day before Thanksgiving.
Yes.
I say St. Patrick's Day.
No, you said Thanksgiving.
Right. The day before Thanksgiving, and it starts somewhere in your life when you go off to college, or even if you don't go off to college, it's right after high school. All the people from college come home, and all of the people who didn't go off from college,
or if you didn't go to
home.
college but you're working elsewhere, you go home.
And then they're home.
Yeah.
And then everyone gets back together. And they get absolutely rip-roaring shit-faced.
Yeah.
And so this is the day it gets ingrained in you that you get hammered.
Well, is this day worse
with your boys
than St. Patrick's Day? Because I feel like
unofficially, yes.
I feel like this day, and this should have a name other than the day before Thanksgiving, but it's like
Thanksgiving Eve.
I feel like that's.
It works. It rolls off the tongue.
It's descriptive, but I feel like there could be a better name.
We do need a better name.
I feel like this is an emotional day for a lot of these drinkers.
It's a coming home.
Well, it's either emotional
homecoming.
good or like, oh fuck, I got a full day of dealing with my asshole in-laws or parents or my my brother's wife is super conservative and gonna say this, or super liberal and gonna say that. Like,
so
I feel like there's just
there's all these things.
There's a lot of feelings involved. We're like,
I agree with you.
St. Patrick's Day is a fun party. New Year's is a fun party.
Everybody gets together around the same thing for St. Patrick's Day. Pre-Thanksgiving carries a lot of weight.
Well, people go home for good and people go home for bad. Some people are glad to be back home with their friends. Some people are dreading that they're back home with their family.
You see ex-girlfriends.
Yeah.
Thank
God I don't.
I used to work in a bar in college, and when I'd come home, I worked at a restaurant/bar in high school, and then when I come home from college, I would pick up shifts. And the two biggest nights for that place were the night before Thanksgiving and Christmas Day.
Oh,
Christmas Day.
Christmas Day. Sleeper.
That's a sleeper one. We'll put it on the list.
I remember that being
undercover big drinking days.
I remember that when I was living in the fan, like You got up, you did Christmas, you went and did your thing, but by 4 or 5 o'clock, you're like, all right,
it's time to go.
Same concept.
I'm off tomorrow. Like, let's get after it.
You're going to go see all the people you haven't seen in forever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're done with the family thing. But Thanksgiving, it's like the day after Thanksgiving is not a thing. It's the day before.
Right. Everybody's shopping the day after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that's Black Friday. You're busy. You're with the family.
Is that still a thing?
Kind of. It's just done more from the couch.
It's definitely taken a hit over the past few years with the whole, like, people getting mad they have to work, so more corporations giving them off. And then, like, now they've stretched Black Friday sales, like, 2 weeks before Thanksgiving. Like, we had to buy appliances last week, and they were already on Black Friday discount. Like, which was amazing because we went, like, Friday at 10 in the morning, like,
how
without having to deal with all the assholes, stomping each other to death.
But that's exactly it, right? It used to be that you couldn't get the deal unless you literally showed up 6 in the morning. You fought with the people. I
can proudly say
I think that's
I never did
kind of why
of
they
that.
toned it down a little bit, like stretched it out a little bit.
No, I think it's the internet.
That too, but
the
that allowed them to
changed
stretch it out.
Internet?
But it got ugly for a while. I mean, people,
Internet, it's the lining in your bathing suit.
Ah, that's what that's called.
That's a Simpsons joke. I'm not taking credit for it. It's an old Simpsons joke. I think I logged onto my internet. The dude shit in his pants in his bathing suit. Long story. But I think the true sign that Black Friday has changed to now of more sit your ass on the couch kind of thing and not go out is the fact that the NFL now is having a game on Friday.
Yeah.
They had
what
never
time is
done
it?
that.
Is it a matinee game? Is it a day game?
It's got to be a day game, right?
I'm kind of tired of the NFL stealing all of college's days.
I'm with you.
Was Friday after Thanksgiving a college football day?
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Well, I understand that. Thursday used to be a big college night. There used to be one big game on Thursday nights.
Well, what
college.
day? I mean,
you would have a big
now
wager.
The NFL stole it.
NFL
so you get
had
action on Thursday night instead. And now they're taking Friday.
NFL had Sundays and Mondays.
After the Friday after Thanksgiving.
And now they basically take Sunday, Monday, Thursday. Then later in the season, they're playing Saturday games. Now throw in a Friday.
But they respect the Saturday. They don't do the Saturday until college stops, and then they start creeping into Saturday. So they've given that little bit of respect.
Oh, it's only a matter of time.
I mean, they can't. Well,
I mean, the only reason I think really it's less respect for college game than it is you've got to keep those guys on a schedule because it is insane what they put their bodies through.
Oh, when you play on a Sunday and then you come out on a Thursday,
that's ludicrous.
Or if you play on a Sunday and then you just that one extra day and they're like, oh, you got to play next Saturday. Like, they would flip their fucking lid.
As a gambler, like you always thought if a team played on Monday, then and then they have like a Sunday game, you were like, that team's going to be a little more tired. And you would factor that in. Like that team might be tired. Now, though, when you get that Sunday to Thursday, at least both teams are humped.
Right.
So like they're both screwed. So you bet on the under because you don't think they're going to score a lot. And then you always look at it, though, as if a team came off on
and it's
Thursday,
usually like the two worst teams in the league. So you're betting the under anyway.
Bears get a lot of Thursday games. But you also look at
do the Commanders.
If you play a Thursday, then that's like a mini bye week going into the following Sunday. You're like, okay, they've had a few extra days. They're a little healthier. So you bet on those teams that come out of the Thursday game. That's always come into play. But I think the biggest indicator that Black Friday is not what it once was is that the NFL said we can actually host a game on this day. I think that's because people sit on the couch and do all the Black Friday from the couch now.
Yeah.
And I probably will. I'll probably sit here and do a lot of my Christmas shopping on Friday.
Yeah.
Which this episode will come out Sunday, so everyone will either look back and say,
but they'll still have
nay.
Cyber Monday to look forward to.
Oh, thank goodness. And Giving Tuesday. Oh, boy.
And Giving Tuesday.
Oh.
What an important day that is.
Can we give a shout out then for Giving Tuesday? Because this will come out on Sunday. And on Giving Tuesday, might I remind you that the three men in this room...
What could they possibly give to on Tuesday?
Well, you give to charity.
Oh, okay. Could you name one, maybe?
I can't name one.
Oh.
I could name 20.
Ah.
But in order to shortcut that...
Then you got to, look up 20 different sites and, make
I
sure
would
vet them all.
I would streamline the whole process.
You got a way?
Yeah. There's this on the internet.
Okay.
So go to m4krichmond.org.
It's an org.
Okay, so it's an org, right? So you go there, which means it's an organization, which is not like a .com or .net.
Yeah.
But this particular org is a 501(c), which means it's actually charitable and
Nice.
it's a not-for-profit. So you can actually donate to that. And then fast forward a few months when you do your taxes, you can write that shit off.
Nice.
So I'm a big fan of m4krichmond.org.
For sure.
But by going to that, you can donate to 20-some children's charities in the area, which are all not-for-profit.
That's a no-brainer.
Kind of a big deal, right?
Yeah.
Kind of a big deal.
I'm kind of a fan. And the fact that three of us are sitting around with, I might add, actual mustaches this week.
I'm
Weird.
twirling my mustache just thinking.
Like we
of the
actually have mustaches right
Yeah.
now. We're mustached.
We're past the,
that prepubescent weirdness.
yeah.
We're sitting on mustaches. I like that.
Oh, we are?
Oh. A little turn of phrase.
Don't break down the fourth wall and tell them everything we're
Turn of
doing.
phrase. That's why Mike's mic sounds muffled. Because he is literally has his mustache sat upon. We'll just slow you down a little bit, Mike, and my apologies for that. But it feels great,
It
doesn't
does feel good.
But so you could on Giving Tuesday, which will happen after this. So after you
Tickles in all the right places.
That's right. So you have your Cyber Monday, and then after that, all the money you didn't spend, I would go to m4krichmond.org. I would find people from inside the Pallet House page, or Mike.
Or Mike.
Do you want to give your last name? I don't know if you're...
Yeah, Keo.
Okay,
Finkel.
perfect. So you could go
Just,
to Keo.
just look for Finkel.
Yeah, look for Ray Finkel, and you could donate directly to him. I'm fine with that.
Finkel is Einhorn. Einhorn is Finkel.
I believe that's true. And then right there in the comment, just be like, "Great job on the podcast," and then at least you know where the donation came
I would
from.
love that.
Hey, Ace, you got any more of that gum?
I would. Yeah, I'll tell you what. I will even write you a personal haiku.
Oh.
Mustache fame, of course. If you were to donate to my page.
You want
So-
to tell them about the haiku?
I mean,
For those that don't know, the listeners that
right.
don't know.
well, I write a mustache haiku that I work very hard on all year long. that
Sorry,
that I present at the Stash Bash every year. And,
It's glorious.
Occasionally, throughout the growing season, I like to supply my donors with the extra haiku. Like Brendan, you probably saw my haiku from this week.
I do. I
It
read.
was a Thanksgiving themed haiku.
I love your haiku. Now, I'm not going to put you on the spot to have you recite a haiku, but I am going to put you on the spot to give us the definition of what makes a haiku.
Okay, well, I can do both. But a haiku is a poem, and the only rules are it has to be 5 syllables, and then the second line has to be 7 syllables, and then the last line needs to be 5 syllables.
So 575.
575.
Do you actually now? When I said that challenge originally, you said I could give you a haiku.
I do. I have
So
one
you
right
could
here.
actually give me a haiku, mustache related, or just like a once from a man from Nantucket.
I'll give you a Thanksgiving theme.
That's not a haiku.
if you
No,
like.
but it's the funniest. Fucking,
That's a limerick.
it is a limerick.
Yeah.
And
The haikus are typically not dirty, but you can make them dirty if you'd like.
No. Let's give us a nice mustache related haiku. If I could put you on the spot and do so, do you mind?
Not at all. My stash holds the flavors of all the Thanksgiving treats. I can't wait for dessert.
So
He
Mike,
fucking nailed a Thanksgiving haiku.
so I've never thought about this. I've been to
So it's a 575.
575, yeah.
Now I've been I don't know, this is my 5th or 6th years growing. I've been going to the Stash Bash for 2 or 3 years longer than that. So I've seen you do this every year, but I've really never thought any more about it. So for you to organically bring it up, it's pretty interesting. But what is your backstory on this haiku? Were you always a haiku lover? I didn't know you wrote them all year long for various things. Like, is this like a thing of yours that I had no idea about?
Oh, we call him the haiku.
Yeah. I mean, it started out because of mustaches.
Okay.
And so,
like all great
the first or second year I did it, one of the challenges at the Stash Bash was write a mustache haiku. And so I did, and they selected mine as the best one.
Nice.
And then
I thought you were going to say, no offense to your artistry, but I thought you were going to say no one paid that any mind, and you were like the only one that actually took it seriously and like did it.
No, like I still remember that one like vividly. And I'll do that one too if you'd like.
If you have another backup haiku off the top of your head, I would love to hear it.
The mustache grows. Will it grow even longer? Ha! That's what she said.
And
so at the time, the office was, going pretty strong, and it hit a nerve with everybody, and they were well, you've got to come back and do that fucking every year.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right. And it's really hard to be impactful in 17 syllables. So some, not all of them hit. But
so young Mike wasn't a haiku aficionado. Like, this is something you got into, and it's just grown over the last, you've been growing 14.
This is my 14th
years?
season. So yeah,
that's crazy.
I knew what a haiku was.
Obviously.
I didn't really spend a lot.
Everyone but Brendan knew what that was. He's still confused. Is it 654?
It's five words, 7 words, 5 words.
Yes, nailed it.
Right?
So
I did get that right?
No.
What is it?
5 syllables, 7 syllables, 5 syllables.
Nobody
could possibly write that.
That's impossible.
Again, it's hard to be.
The mustache grows longer. Oh, that is longer. No,
the mustache grows.
The mustache. Wait, the mustache grows.
Or.
Oh,
I might have messed my own haiku up.
I just busted 4. I was just. I'm blowing holes, and he's deflating.
Yes. Right, now I'm trying to think of what I messed up there because it was real at the time. So I just recited it.
This is a 12-year-old.
Mustache still grows.
Maybe it was.
Yeah.
Will it grow even longer?
Will it grow even longer? Yep, we're nailed.
Ha.
That's
what she said.
Ha. That's.
No. That's one syllable.
That's what she said. No, nailed it. 575. Syllables, not words. He's a genius, folks. Here's what I remember. So Mike is the first guy that turned me on to the whole M4K thing.
Yes.
And when this whole thing started, I literally just wanted to go to the party.
Yes.
And I treated it like a cover charge. I'm not kidding. I mean, this is just this is my origin.
That was kind of my hook for a lot of my friends. I was like, we're going to have this fucking awesome party. Donate money to me and you can come.
Yeah, that was my...
That's how you hooked me in.
That's my whole origin story.
Yeah.
Mike would do this, and then he would write this haiku, and he would put it in his email, and I'd go, ha! He wrote a haiku. That's awesome. And I'd be like, here's $20. And then I'd feel like I was okay to go to the party. So I would go to the party. And every year I was like, yo, this party's the shit. Because at that age, I was just looking for something to do.
Yeah.
And I was like, I go to the Stash Bash thing and it's awesome. And they were raising, $100,000 tops.
The first year I grew, we raised $5,000.
I did not go to the Stash Bash that year.
No.
But I remember you were in the tens of thousands of dollars, and I was like, hell yeah, these dudes are real. And then the next year, he wrote me another haiku, which I felt was very personal because I got the email. And I was like, yeah. And I donated another $20 because I was like, I want to go to the Stash Bash. And this is what I did for multiple years. And then it wasn't until you actually went through some personal things. Yep. We talk about this at all?
Oh, right, I think it's been on the podcast.
It has, but I always feel awkward because I don't mean to
I am very open about it.
All right, so you had been battling cancer one year.
Yep.
And you still grew the mustache, and you were going through the chemo, you were going through all the things, and like your mustache was weak, yo.
Yeah, it was a little thin.
That's where I came in
and
put my foot in my mouth.
I should have gone pencil thin that year.
But I remember you grew, and I remember thinking, here's a man who's like fighting against his own body, he's got his own issues, and he's still taking the time to ask for people to donate, not to him, not to his situation, but to the kids. And I thought, okay, I'm going to pay to go to the Stash Bash this year, but I think I'm done with this, like sitting on the sideline stuff, because that's what inspired me. You went through all of these things and then selflessly said, there's other people that need help, and you grew for them. And that was the last haiku that I listened to as a bystander. And ever since then, I've been a grower, and I've been a grower ever since. And I hope one day to quit, but it's not any time in the future, like in the near future. Like I'm excited to be here, but you inspired me to grow, because for a man to be going through what you were going through and then selflessly raise money for other people, I thought, what kind of a scumbag is a guy who's sitting over here on the sidelines
throwing in 20
going, I'd like to go to the party, and he's over here like, it's not about the party. And it changed my whole perception of the whole thing. So thank you for getting me involved.
I appreciate that. I will say that, though, that year personally was not as selfless as it may seem, because only because the growers are such a community.
Yeah.
And I found a lot of support and a lot of help to get me through that.
But that's a testament actually to the
organization.
Yeah.
For sure.
The organization on the whole has been really a pretty special thing. And I didn't see that till I got involved. I just thought these guys are a ton of fun to party with, which I wasn't wrong.
No, yeah, we're also a very good time.
That was one of the first years, if not the first year I went, and it was at the place that won't be spoken of, and Keo came up and was talking to us.
I have some beer from there right now.
And he walked away, and I was like, Brendan, Keo's stash is weak as shit, dude.
I remember, he literally said that to me. He goes, how did he win Sweetest Stash? He literally has a weak ass mustache. And I go, oh, yo, you don't know. He's like, are you being for real? And I was like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Because he didn't know anybody.
He didn't know me from Adam. So.
But he didn't know
you, but I didn't know like.
But you didn't know anything about this whole thing.
No, I knew nothing about his health. I just knew Keo.
And I was like, psst, no, that motherfucker has cancer.
And I was like, I feel like
chemo like a week ago, dude.
I feel like I feel like the worst person in the world right now.
Yeah. And then the Cubs won it for you that year. Too.
Yeah, they did. God, that was awesome.
The Cubs
that
won the
was
World Series
so cool. It was
Mike.
like they did it for me.
They won it for Mike.
Amazing.
They said, I got you.
Anthony Rizzo and his glass house of emotion.
So that was 2016.
It was.
And then 17 is when Ely grew. We didn't grow that year.
Yeah, but we started our whole... That's when we got involved.
Yeah.
We were like, we're going to run this guy up. We're going to raise the money. We changed. Everything changed.
Yeah. But we've been growing since, I think, 18, after Ely won Rookie of the Year in 17. And so this is our 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 20. This is our 6th year growing.
No one's counting.
I just did.
Oh,
right
you're counting.
Yeah.
I was over here counting syllables. It's a whole nother
Don't
thing.
throw 6 into the mix. That number's not part of it.
No, neither is 4.
No, but to add, I mean, like the support that I got that year from not only the growers, but even our charity partners.
Oh, yeah.
Like the Ask had some of their kids write me a bunch of get well soon cards that I still have to this day.
How great is that?
And like to think, and that was one of my main motivations, right? Like my thought process was, all right, well, fucking chemo sucks. It sucks real bad. I can't imagine going through that at 4, 5, 6, 7, younger than that. You know?
Yeah.
Like, I was like, all right, well, this is clearly why we're in this. And so it was just a bigger motive.
But you already had the heart to do it before you understood how difficult that really was.
For
you
sure.
were already doing it.
Right. But I mean, that just reinforced the whole thing of
But I
like
think
why
that's
we're
what,
here.
I think that's what motivated me was here's a man who always did it before he understood how dire the situation was. And now he understands it and he's still doing it. Like, I've got to get involved because God forbid one day I'm in that situation and ain't no one going to grow a mustache for me or my kids or any number, but all the kids, right? Like there's a lot of people in this world who go through that shit, but the children are the most innocent of all of them. They don't have an agenda. They haven't seen enough to be.
Yeah, if I'm going to do something, I definitely feel better doing something nice for kids. Like you said, for the innocence of it all. Like
they're the innocent.
It's easy to like see some adults and you're like, well, you've done this shit to yourself. You're a piece of shit. Like,
right. Like I can look back and say I had way too much rare chupacabra.
A rare chupacabra will not hurt you. It can be cooked rare. It's actually better that we don't need to just go on.
Or too many hot dogs or whatever. Like I didn't eat great. Like I wasn't of the best health, but kids don't.
Yeah, the 4-year-old.
It's not their fault.
Yeah.
I mean, think about this. You drive down the street, you come to a corner. There's a 25-year-old that looks like he's 55. And he's panhandling. And you're like, I don't know where this money's going. There's a 7-year-old.
Yeah.
They're panhandling like, I got nothing. You're like, sweet Jesus, you probably do need this dollar.
Yeah.
Like, it's just different. It's just different. There's innocence in that person.
For sure.
And I'm glad we're supporting that, and we're supporting it in a lot of different ways. We're not just supporting, and look, it's important that we're supporting the kids who are sick with cancer and going through this, but
right. But they're not the only ones.
But the things like Feed More, which I think get lost in the shuffle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where like a kid literally just doesn't have food to eat when they go to school, and you think about like, how did that child get in that situation? Probably a lot of bad decisions by adults. Or just bad luck by adults and just unfortunate, but that child has no way to provide for themselves. You'd be shocked what giving a meal to a child can do for that child's ability to learn and pull themselves out of the situation they're in.
Yeah.
It's little things like that. It's some of these other charities that I think sometimes...
Or like Scan. Like...
Yeah. These
getting
children,
people or Henrico Casa, somebody getting them a lawyer that is on their side when they're in a courtroom in custody battles, right?
like help them get to the better place,
right? Because mom and dad are fighting it out and it's craziness, and no one ever asks.
They don't have a voice.
Kids. They don't have a voice, and that's what Casa does, right? Like
there's so many charities that help children in various points of despair. Mm-hmm. And that's what we're trying to help. And that's why we do diversify the funds that you donate. Granted, you give us $1, the dollar goes directly to charity. We don't take any cut. There's nothing in it for us. We do get to grow great mustaches, which is super cool.
And it's really cool to your point, like getting to work with these organizations, because most of them grow with us and we get to know them. Like I got to work, my whole entire family got to help out with Richmond Friends of the Homeless last year Christmas time, and I got to be Santa and give homeless kids toys. Like, talk about a feel good freaking feeling. And for my kids to be a part of that, and my wife too, to be serving hot meals to people, like we're doing that again this year. Like, it's a rewarding, it's a reward that you can't just get by giving money to the Salvation Army guy out front. Like, it's just not the same.
No, that makes you feel good in a moment.
Yeah.
But I saw Jimmy the Fisherman.
Yeah.
He's growing this year.
Oh yeah. He represents
Ronald McDonald.
House.
So I said, hey, why don't you come grow for Inside the Pallet House team? And he said, no, that's not how I got here. He said, I learned about it from you all, but then I had something go on with my kid, and I ended up in a Ronald McDonald house. And it helped me, my wife, my child. And he's like, just seeing the support that they gave us helped us get through the situation we were in. And
so good on him.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, then yes, we turned you on to it, but like you didn't see the gravity of it until you experienced it. I was like, I'm so glad to have you on board.
Yeah.
Like, this is... But that's the reality of it. You don't know when your family's going to be impacted.
No.
It's good to know people like us are fighting. Like us.
Yeah.
Fuck us. Like those charities. We're just growing mustaches. but we are donating to the charities that are fighting.
Yeah, but it's
they're on the front lines. They're the ones doing the dirty work.
That's what I'm saying.
We don't have to. We get to go out and drink some beers and have a good time and ask our friends for money.
They're great partners,
but they are incredible partners.
They're as nice to us as they are to the people they take care of. Like, they're very appreciative. We've donated so much to certain organizations, Ask and the Children's Hospital and Ron McDonald's house. We have rooms named after us. We have these.
Absolutely.
They appreciate all that we do, and they continue to grow with us and work with us. And it's an amazing partnership that the three of us talking on a podcast really can't even begin to understand. You have to really get involved and see it for yourself to really see the impact. And I know you guys get it, and I know, good gracious, Mike, you've seen it tenfold, because when I first started coming around, y'all were raising, 100 and some and breaking the 200. When I was telling people that number, people were flabbergasted.
Well, you should be. That's a huge number.
I know, but you say, the whole premise of this sounds ridiculous. Me and a few hundred buddies, we grow mustaches, so we raise money for kids. People, that's cute, yeah. Yeah, we raised $250,000 last year. That was my first or second year in. People are like, oh, damn. That's big money. Now we're getting close to getting to $1 million maybe this year, which is ludicrous.
I don't know if we're going to hit that goal. I've been looking at the trajectory. I don't think we're going to hit that goal.
If the listeners help out.
I'm saying, look, every bit helps. I'm not saying that actually to elicit money.
That's what we're talking into this mic for.
No, I get it. I get what we're doing. I can't find the button. No.
That's what she said.
But I do think, boom, that was part of a haiku I heard once. But the guy who delivered it, sus.
No, but it's awesome. And for those who have donated, thank you. We greatly appreciate it.
Oh, I do want to say thank you to everybody who's donated. I will say Screen Door Mortgage.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Didn't donate to you.
No.
But a couple people on the team came through with
a couple people.
Yeah. I get that you're throwing hate.
Not someone that entertains and dances for him every week. But hey.
That's literally what I do.
Not the other guy.
Okay. Look, either way, Screen Door Mortgage came through big this year with donations to M4K.
They did.
There's no doubt about it.
I'll give them love for that. They did come through with big donations. That was awesome.
Came through big.
Not for me, but they were really big donations.
Always very excited. So shout out to Screen Door Mortgage. Thank you so much for your support of m4krichmond.org. That was huge. And another Jimmy, young Jimmy
did donate.
Came through big. And he's the only person, technically speaking, who has donated to Stu.
The only.
No, literally. Because Stu, well, I shouldn't even get into this, but Stu's growing a mustache kind of.
Maybe.
A little bit.
He's on vacation.
Allegedly.
He's
no one's seen him.
Well, he's on scholarship.
He hasn't been in any of the meetups.
We love you, Stu. If you're out there, Godspeed. Get home to us. Get home to us. We miss you, son.
Let me go back to Screen Door Mortgage real quick.
This better be a positive.
Why? Let me just say my piece.
I'll back up.
Okay. Thank you very much for the donation. I'm obviously joking. So long as the money gets there, that's all I care about. I don't want anyone at Screen Door to think I'm upset. I'm obviously just busting chops.
Counterpoint?
I love the guys.
Counterpoint?
I love the guys at Screen Door Mortgage.
So do I.
Counterpoint?
Yeah.
Troy's pissed.
I am not mad.
Screen Door Mortgage did not donate to me.
Oh, no, you are happy. You are happy.
Yeah.
Because you texted me and you actually texted me and you said, Screen Door Mortgage just came through big.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
So that was your attitude.
Yeah, I'm just busting
That was
chops.
your attitude from jump, was congratulations. Our team's doing better. M4K is doing better.
Screen Door Mortgage knows you guys. They donated way better than me. So that's fine. That's cool. But I'm very impressed with the donation. It was massive.
Dude.
You know what really grinds my gears? I gave a free selfie to Screen Door Mortgage last Sunday over here at the Pallet House. I didn't get a donation either.
Well, that's a whole nother story.
But I love him.
Good. Let Mike be the dick. Can we have a deli? You know what we need? We need a fucking drink.
They just all fell out.
Perfect. Then you know which ones are the delis.
Oh. I like my delis slightly shaken.
Shaken and stirred.
Yeah.
Actually, ironic.
Nothing a little nose grease can't handle.
I'm like super excited about this deli here. This is from a brewery I've never heard of. And it's called JWB.
J. Wakefield Brewing.
Wakefield Brewing. And it's got a golf ball like an inch from the hole. And that's all it is. And it says, "That's your home." Which is a classic Happy Gilmore reference. But what turned me on to this is it said that it was a beer done in the style of
Arnold Palmer inspired brown sour ale with lemons.
Sour with lemons. Okay, for starters, brown ales
out of South Miami,
don't include
Florida.
iced tea.
Brown ales
6.0%.
Oh, you think the brown's the iced tea?
And Arnold Palmer is half lemonade.
I get what it is, but I never understood why it was a brown. But I've never.
Hey, can I get one of those delis?
I've never in my
Sorry.
days
Usually just the two of us.
had a brown sour ale. I've never had it. Doesn't exist in the grand scheme. Like, right? I've never had a brown sour.
I'm intrigued.
Here's a brown sour with lemon that's supposed to be reminiscent of an Arnold Palmer
You can't say that anymore. You've never had one.
with a great Happy Gilmore reference right on the front.
Yeah.
You see how green that can is?
Oh, God, mine's foaming.
My belly's about to be its home. It's going to be delightful.
Go to your home.
Get in your home.
Oh, look at. All right, Troy, you have foam.
That's all foam.
Well,
Give it a little nose grease.
you spilled them. Do you want me to top that, or is that gonna
It'll
work
settle.
out?
It'll settle.
All right, I'm super excited to put this in my mouth. Said every prom date.
Hey, see the color of that?
Actually, it looks like an Arnold Palmer, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of tastes like one.
Okay.
It's got an interesting nose on it.
On first sip, tastes horrible. Now, granted, any sour, the first sip is horrible.
Yes. Your taste buds
Here we
go
go.
in the shot.
Let's adjust.
I can smell the lemon on it.
It's a sour for sure.
Oh, it's a bit sour. Bit sour. Could use a little salt on that rim. Could use something.
Oh, it's a good palate cleanser.
I like sours.
Yeah, I kind of like them too.
Okay. Well, that beer sucks my ass.
Mm.
But I'm working through.
Don't
some
beat around the bush. Tell us how you really
Well, I'm
feel.
working through. Look, the first sip of a sour is always bad. Always bad. I have to adjust my palate. I'm going to go right back in. Getting better.
Yeah.
Getting
By the time you get to the bottom of that, you're gonna fucking love it.
well, and that's actually what what I think is probably going to happen.
Do y'all taste the Arnold Palmer? Like, can you kind of see that?
I mean,
taste it?
On my third sip, yes. On my first
Yeah.
sip, I was like puckered butthole. Second sip, puckered.
I don't
mouth.
taste that.
Have you never had a puckered butthole?
I have, but I don't taste it in this beer.
Well, I tasted it.
Prefer mine unpuckered.
It's getting better. And by that third sip, right when
Yeah.
you said, do you taste Arnold Palmer? I kind of do, actually. On the third sip, I kind of do. The way they've done the brown, that brown is a extremely light brown.
Yes.
They didn't go hard. That's
Or
piss poor brown.
when they cut it with the lemon, whatever that is, it watered it down.
You think they shandied it?
That's kind of
I think it's kind of like a
like a Radler or a shandy? Like
Yeah.
they've cut it?
That's what I think.
No, because the color when it poured
Yeah.
was not super duper brown.
No.
Actually, that looks fairly brown, but it's still a little light.
But look like
No, it's a little light. It's a little light for a brown ale. Maybe they did cut it with like lemon juice.
yeah.
Huh.
Or like a lemon concentrate.
Or lemonade, if you will. Which would make it a Radler or a Shandy by definition. Mm-hmm. All right. So by that,
I don't hate this beer at all.
Actually, I do, and I'm starting to come around on it. Like,
I think it gets better with each sip.
no, I know it does because my first sip was a 1, second sip was a 2. We're already dancing in the 3 range, but I'm questioning if it's fantastic now. And I started with hate.
You did.
I don't know that it's fantastic,
But it's dancing.
but well, I don't know where.
I don't know, I'm going to drink the whole thing before I make.
I've got a rating in my head. It's out of 5, right? What constitutes fantastic?
Well, 5 would be the best beer you ever fucking had in your life, and nothing will ever touch it.
Okay.
So nothing's ever.
We've never
Is
given
that 4 range kind of like elite?
Oh, it's elite.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's elite.
Have
Well, then
we've
I'd say it's fantastic.
we've never given straight 5s.
No, in my mind, a Guinness is a 5, and everything else pales.
Okay.
4.5s are extremely elite.
And if you gave me like a Guinness and a heart, actually, you know what? Every beer I think is a 5 is a Guinness. You can do Guinness and cider, love that. Guinness and heart, love it. Guinness,
that's 4.5.
love it. Yeah, these are all 4.5s. I've never had a perfect beer.
Yeah.
I don't think a perfect beer exists. And the day I have it, I will just fucking dig a hole in the yard, go in it, bury myself, and die happy.
Speaking of digging a hole in the yard, I'm going to go ahead and give my score right now because I've got to pee.
It's one way to do it.
But I think it's a solid 3.5.
3.5.
I think
a
it's a
good score.
fantastic beer. I will definitely drink the rest of this one. I don't usually ever drink more than 1 sour, but as far as sours go, this is a good beer.
I like actually how the brown ale plays off of the sour. It
Yes.
kind of dumbs it down a little
Yes.
bit. I've never had a brown sour,
And the sour kind of cuts the malt in the brown.
but here's the weird thing. In the aftertaste, I actually have more malt.
Yes.
Like the sour doesn't power through until the end. You get a hint of malt, which when the sour backs up and the brown comes through,
I love when the brown comes through.
it almost does take on an iced tea vibe.
Yeah.
Which is brilliant.
When I read the descriptor, I was like,
Good luck.
what kind of fucking
good luck.
alchemy are you talking about here? Like, you are literally grasping at straws. Like, there's no way you've taken a brown ale, put in some lemon flavor, and calling that shit an Arnold Palmer. But it's not that far off. It's closer than not close.
I'm very conflicted right now.
You want me to go?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I like it. I like it a lot. But back to what we were previously talking about. Is it a 4? I don't know if it's a 4.
I don't know that it's not.
I also don't know that. I'm back to where the score I'd like to give isn't the score we give.
Yeah, 3.75.
3.75. But do I want to go 4 or 3.5? And I'm going to go 3.5 with Mike.
Okay. Okay. This is from the J. Wakefield Brewing Company out of Miami.
Yep. South Miami.
I wonder why they make that little caveat.
I don't know.
It's called That's Your Home. It's a brown ale, sour with lemon. It's got the most basic bitch can I've ever seen. It's all green with a golf ball an inch from the hole. And it just says, That's Your Home.
What was our caveat? 3.5s or delis, right?
No. If there's 4 people in the room.
All right, then I'll go to a 4.
You're going to 4.
Yeah.
Troy, you and I have a hive mind. When you went 3.5 and he went 3.5, then I was like, well, then by default, I give it a 4.
Okay.
But if you want to give it the 4, then I'm going to go 3.5.
Okay. Either
Because
way,
that's exactly where this ranks. So,
Yeah.
no. For the official scoring for the Abacus, where is your score?
I'll stick with my 3-5 then.
Then I will go 4.
Okay.
Because the way this sour plays off of the brown literally leaves just enough lemon in your mouth and sour right after the sip where you go, that is kind of like lemonade. But the brown ale has just enough kick to hold just past it and go, that is fucking tea.
Yeah.
And it holds itself in a weird Arnold Palmer range. And I respect what they've done. Now I'm playing into the marketing. The marketing has got me. The fact that they called it an Arnold Palmer. If you had not called it an Arnold Palmer.
Yeah, but how often do we get
right?
beers? Yeah, I was going to say, how often do they get cutesy with a name and a descriptor? And you're like, I don't pick up on any of this. What are you talking about?
No.
And this one would have been one, if they had missed, I've been like, yeah, because that was damn near impossible to do.
But here's the screwed up thing. If you had called this a brown sour, this is a 3-5 across the board. But the fact that you called it an Arnold Palmer and allowed my brain to expand into that universe is what makes it so great, because it does take on a funky, weird Arnold Palmer range.
Where'd you get this?
At the Vino Market down the road.
I would really recommend adventure seekers try that and get back to us on that, because I would like to know more opinions on this.
The way brown,
I just think it's a pretty great.
Actually,
it's a really interesting combo.
That last sip I just had, definitely a 4.
It's getting better as I get through it.
Yeah, I just had a whole one.
And I think that
Like
I went first because I had to pee. So, but I was in that 3.75 range. In my
all
head.
of us were in our head, and that's
I don't think it's quite elite. Like, I don't want to give it a 4.
No, but that's a tasty treat.
A damn good beer.
That's a really good beer.
It's a damn good beer. It doesn't taste like every other beer out there. It swung for the fences and hit a home run. Like, they fucking went wild
but it
and
didn't
crushed
go
it.
over the stands. It's just in the stands.
No, but they called their shot and they hit a homer. Like, not many beers do that.
I'd like the opinion of, because I'm not really a sour guy. I like the occasional one, but I'd really like the opinion of somebody that likes sours, what they think of it.
I like sours because I think it's pretty good.
I think sour lovers would appreciate that we've done something different. Just like when like a hophead gets like an IPA that just tweaks the game just a little, but still plays in the ballpark. You're like, all right, I like that. This is the same thing. I really like it. I'm standing by my 4.
Yeah, no.
Well, that's a deli then.
That is. Louder than that. There it is.
Hey, I'm glad we found one, or you found one, because we've been on
a shit tear.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like every time I walk out here, I step in shit. Not today. Today I avoided all the dookie. That is a W.
Nice. Good work.
Pretty happy about that. JWB. J. Wakefield Brewing out of South Miami puts out the That's Your Home. And the only reason I bought it was a catchy-ass label.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. I was like, ha, that's your home.
Yeah, but isn't that how most beers are bought? Especially us now trying to get these delis. You got to look for weird shit because we've done so many of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. And you got to find breweries you've never heard of.
Yeah.
Can I change the subject a little bit?
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg doesn't smoke pot.
That's what I heard.
He quit.
Gave up the smoke.
It's a damn shame.
I don't want to live in a world where Snoop Doggy Dogg isn't smoking pot.
If loving Snoop Doggy Dogg, loving pot is wrong, I don't want to be right.
Exactly.
I got good news, fellas.
Oh.
That motherfucker will always smoke pot.
Oh, thank goodness.
So I don't know. Did you? Everybody? I assume everybody here actually saw the hubbub.
I saw the headline and I read past it because I was thinking there's something to this.
Of course, when Snoop gives a press release that says, "I'm done with smoke,"
Yeah,
and doesn't say smoking pot.
Yeah.
There's red flags all around.
I really feel strongly about the harmful effects of THC.
Yeah, if the press release had said, I am really against the way THC affects the adolescent mind, I'd be like,
I've seen the errors of my ways.
I believe Snoop may have a point.
Yeah.
Those previous 40 years got me nowhere.
I tell you what, if Snoop Dogg quit smoking pot right now and then just came out and was like, oh, I don't think I should be promoting this, I'd be like, fuck you. You ruined my life too. Yeah. Like, he put out
Get
there,
back on this train. Right. We're going to hell together.
Like, he made suburban white kids go,
yeah,
we should fucking smoke pot.
Yeah.
It's a great idea. But he was anti and so, or he was pro. But this, in the past 2 weeks, he released a statement that said he was done with smoke. And I think it caught the interest of everybody.
Yeah.
But in true Snoop Dogg fashion, because I'll give you a hot take here, there is no bigger sellout in this day and age than Snoop Dogg. He's the biggest sellout we got.
To go from like literally whatever gang he was in, Blood or Crip.
Well, he's a fucking Crip.
Okay.
Don't.
I'm not up to date on all this cool shit.
Okay.
You'll get a shiv for that kind of talk.
Well, he Crip.
I'm a suburban white kid. I don't know these things.
Okay. Well,
but once I saw him doing the things with Martha Stewart, I was like, all righty then. Like, you're in the corporate
I
game.
mean, in his defense, though, I'm pretty sure Martha Stewart is not afraid of an edible.
Oh, no, for sure. But like, to Brendan's point, that's when you're selling out, right? Like, he ain't about that gangster lifestyle anymore, which, as he shouldn't be. He's not a gangster. He's a fucking
But in
billionaire.
Snoop's defense, he never started hanging with Martha till she did time.
So she's got more cred than he does.
All right.
When Calvin Brocious, a.k.a.
Murder
Snoop
was the
Dogg,
case.
Yeah.
when Calvin Brocious caught a murder rap, he did beat
Broadus, isn't it?
He's Brocious.
Okay.
Is it Broadus?
I thought it was Broadus.
Brodus? That actually sounds right.
I think
it's in between.
I mean, it might be pronounced
I think
Broadus,
it's Snoop D-O-double-G.
Okay.
Yes.
I think it's Brodus. I think when Calvin Brodus beat a murder rap, because Suge Knight, the greatest defense lawyer to ever play the game outside of Johnny Cochran, came in and fixed the glitch. Bless you, Troy.
Thank you.
less effective producer.
But a hell of a businessman.
But a hell of a businessman.
Then he never did the time.
Yeah.
So Martha has more
Martha
street
pulled
cred.
her time.
So she has street cred.
Yeah.
For a white collar crime.
Hey.
Crime is crime. Time is time.
I don't see colors. Oh, no, that's you.
It's a white collar.
On the collar.
Oh, it's a colorblind joke. No. I see what he just did there. He made fun of my infirmary, my deficiency. That's fine. That's fine.
I don't call
Side note, we're going to look for the colorblind children's charity and get that on board next
I
week.
wish a
Yeah.
motherfucker would, because these kids are blowing red lights at a ridiculous rate, and it's causing serious problems in the community, not just for them, but
If
like
I could give you the statistics.
yeah.
So let me
Like
venture
10
a guess.
a year.
I never read the article, but I did have a take. Now my take is
Yeah, Snoop said he was no longer doing the smoke. Or
Yeah.
he was done with smoke.
so
He quit the smoke.
my take is he's teaming up with a vape company because that's the healthy
So I had a
to-
different take.
smoking pot.
My take was my spidey sense went off, and I thought this motherfucker is got an edible company, and he's going to start telling people you should be eating weed, not smoking weed. That was,
My mind didn't go there because I feel
but
that
our minds both went. He's still promoting
Yes.
THC usage, just not.
I don't think my mind
smoking
went there
blunts.
because I think he is like the act of smoking, right? Of like inhaling and exhaling the pot. I don't think he can get behind the edibles.
You think he's addicted to the act of
Yes.
doing something with the same, like in the same way, like I was a cigarette smoker for 13 years.
Yes.
And the hardest part for me was not having the nicotine.
Yes.
It was getting rid of the hand to the mouth.
Yeah, I smoked for a couple of years in high school, and it was part of my driving experience.
Right.
Every time I got in the
a
car, it was like, I'm going to be in this car 15 minutes. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to light up a cigarette and smoke it while I'm driving to the next place.
Oh, side note. No little confession. Little sidebar. I had my first cigarette in forever last weekend.
How awesome was it?
Fantastic.
Really. Where were you?
Right here. Actually, I was literally standing right here.
People are always smoking here. What made last weekend?
So I was with my boy from high school, and we were hanging out. It was just the two of us, and a song came on that he and I used to listen to all the time back in high school, and he was like, "Man, this makes me want a cigarette."
Four Non-Blondes, what's up?
And I was like, right in my head. So I was like,
I say, hey.
So
what's going on?
Wake up in the morning and I step outside.
He goes,
Mike, you're going to make him smoke. Be careful. Don't get too deep into it.
He goes, if I could drive, I'd get us some cigarettes right now. And I was like, man, I'm telling you what. And I go, you know what's funny? I go, some motherfucker left a pack of cigarettes here like a month ago, and I never touched them. And I was like, right over there in this box. And he looks over and he goes, oh, damn, that's a pack of cigarettes. And he opens it up and he goes, there's only 2 in there. And I was like, oh, boy.
Dude, that's like...
It's kismet.
That's like set up for...
Yeah. No, it was fucking kismet. So I go, oh, dude, we should have these cigarettes. And then we literally came up with the top 2 songs that we would smoke. Because there's certain songs that elicit, to your point.
I got to know.
Yeah.
I got to know. What
2 songs?
Yeah. Because it's going to be funny on some level.
Okay, so it was Glycerine by Bush.
That checks out.
Because that song hits. Like
Glycerine.
Yeah, but it worked. But then you would not agree with this. Keo might.
A Pearl Jam song.
Correct.
Yellow Ledbetter.
Nah, it was Indifference.
Okay.
Don't even know that
He
song.
says, I like the match this morning,
Yeah.
so I won't be alone. And that's when I lit it. And I just fucking smoked it. But we smoked.
Is he singing about cigarettes or heroin?
Yep. I don't know which one I answered, but I'm pretty sure the answer is. But no. So like, we smoked cigarettes. Like the first song came on, it made us go, we gotta have cigarettes. Then we found the cigarettes. Then we smoked. So it was my first cigarette in forever. It's weird.
I stopped smoking when I was 2008 was when I really stopped smoking.
You had cancer when?
So 2016, and it had nothing to do with smoking. It was colon cancer, for the record.
Yeah, but you smoked in a weird way.
Yeah, he was a big butt smoker.
Yeah, I'm pretty
like
sure
the
it
butt funneling?
more had to do with my glizzy eating than it did.
You were crushing mag lizards back in the day.
But anyway, I've had like a handful of cigarettes, probably 12 since then.
They're good. All right, so are you one of those guys that when you get a cigarette after you haven't had a cigarette in forever, is it tasty or is it like problematic? Like were you like
It's a little of both.
Yeah.
It is
Both's a good
fucking.
answer.
It is
No, it's the
no,
truth.
but it's tasty, but it hurts so bad, and I'm like, why did I fucking do this? I'm still gonna smoke the shit out of the rest of this
Yeah.
because it's gonna be awesome.
I agree.
But it's like, why did I ever do this? And the cool thing about that is that
How you
like,
look.
The other, well, yes,
Is that you're smoking?
right.
Yeah. How cool do I look right now?
Right after I put on my leather jacket,
Yeah. Bomber.
Clearly.
is the next morning, because usually I'm hammered.
Yeah.
The next morning, I'm like, I don't want to do that anymore.
Yeah.
So you know what's
And
funny?
then I don't have another one for
A year?
or two.
I woke up the next day and I was like, this is the worst hangover I've had in a long time. And I was trying to figure out why. And I was like, we drank the normal amount, which is too much. But, you know, there's a level of hangover. And if you've been smoking the night before, that level of hangover does increase.
Yeah.
It is wild.
You know what helps kick that hangover?
It's another cigarette.
Cigarette and a beer.
Yeah. Damn right. I couldn't agree with you more. I was saying the same thing. I was like, I hope this motherfucker's going to say a cigarette. And he said beer. And I was like, he's even smarter than me.
Yeah.
I agree. But we were talking about Snoop. So Snoop said he was done smoking. And he didn't want to. And the whole thing turned out to be like he did a 2-week lead up, which I think is brilliant. Because if you're going to do a marketing ploy with the company, which is ultimately what this was.
What?
Yeah, well, of course, because he's a fucking sellout. He's been a sellout for a long time. And he's a sellout that we all love. Mm-hmm. White America has gone, Snoop's fine. He's great. We love him. And like he's got that. This is a guy that had a murder case against him. He's put out tremendous, really, really good rap music. I'm a big fan. But like for whatever reason, somehow white America embraced Snoop Dogg of all the people. I think his dog's in his name. And we're very super comfortable with
We love dogs.
I mean, he just looks
dogs.
looks so much like that Doberman he turns into.
He does.
He does. It's just very interesting. So like
I've always liked his voice. He just has such a distinct voice.
All right. Yeah, no, he's very calm. But I mean, you look at him, he's on fucking Corona commercials, you know, with like who like Andy Samberg and shit.
Yeah.
Like he's been
Eli
everywhere.
Manning shows up.
Yeah.
No. He's with Martha Stewart. We get meals.
Another guy with mad street cred.
Eli,
right?
He's the
like-
whitest human on earth.
But like, look at Snoop's
He went
trajectory.
He may legitimately be whiter than Martha Stewart.
He went to a Jewish private school in Louisiana, so that does check out.
Checks out. But Snoop had a wild trajectory to go from a murder case as a 17-year-old into like arguably one of the greatest rap albums of all time with Doggy Style.
Yeah.
And this gets argued all the time, so we don't need to have this argument. And then he found his way somehow into the lexicon of America on the whole. And everybody loves him. Like he was well played, but he has sold out and he has continued to sell out. And we don't even get mad at him. And now this was another brilliant ploy into the sellout. For 2 weeks, he said he quit smoke. He got a little fire about that. Little people got excited. People started talking about it. Little chatter. And then what is the whole thing about? To promote solo stoves. Because they're a smokeless fire pit. He sits by the fire pit and he says, I know I told y'all I quit smoking that pot. Or I quit smoke. And he's like, I'm tired of having on my clothes. Tired of the smell. Tired of the coughing the next morning. And he's like, so I got the smokeless fire pit.
It's clever.
It is clever.
Brilliant.
And I'm gonna be honest. I did not know where it was going because I had not read that part. I just saw the headline about him quitting smoke. I'm a little disappointed. I wanted him. I didn't know where it was going to go.
No, that was what it was. So you didn't know it was a solo stove ad all this time?
No.
Yeah. It turns out that he's sitting by a fire pit and he goes, now I don't have to have that smoke. And the solo stove's going, and that's his whole thing. That's why he quit smoke. And it's brilliant.
I mean,
and as
it
a
is a
solo
brilliant
stove
marketing
guy, as a big solo stove guy, a man who owns far too many solo stove products, I couldn't be more excited that Snoop's on board. The biggest sellout in America.
Now,
my question is-
can I just throw something out there though?
Oh, please do.
Because all of these successful rappers that have gone on to do other things like Ice Cube and Method Man and whatever.
None of them have reached Snoop's stardom.
No, but I don't understand the term of sellout. Like they just because they stopped being gangsters doesn't mean
Hey, I'm with you, Mike. Like
quote
I agree with
unquote
it.
gangsters. Like they're artists, right?
Yeah.
They're artists to their truest core. And the next logical step was to do something that probably wasn't going to get them arrested.
Well, and
so we scream as a
Martha
society.
Stewart.
We scream as a society that you shouldn't talk about this stuff because it's fucking with kids. And then in the next
the point
breath,
to
when
get
they
out
do
of that?
something to be completely out of it,
they catch shit.
they catch shit.
Yeah.
So like, what is the sellout?
Yeah, should he be
thing?
selling dope
I
in
mean,
the corner? And
No, I think
I mean, it's fucking some of it's fucking corny, but you know who wrote him a big fat fucking check? Solo Stove. And you know what? If anybody cared that I smoked a little bit of weed and asked me to say I'm done with smoke, I would do it in a second.
No one gives a fuck that Mike quit smoking weed.
Well, Mike never really started smoking weed.
Yeah,
but
I get.
The point is
that's why you didn't get the Solo Stove contract,
right? But the point is, like, if you know what I do is drink a lot of beer, and if there was some way to incorporate, hey, Mike quit pops. Then I just said, "Oh, I'm going to a light beer."
My question is, why is Solo Stove?
I wouldn't catch a bunch of shit
paying off Snoop to sell their product when they basically sold themselves.
Well, they're corporate now. They're owned by they went public. They went public, and now they have to start churning products and churning profit. No. But they have to start churning products and churning profit. So they have to get big. Like they have indoor fire pits now that are like these things run on like ethanol fuel and biofuel. No. As soon as they went public, they've had to start churning product, and they have to find ways to sell more product. And what better way to sell to fucking white America than Snoop Dogg? And so when I say sell out, I don't necessarily mean like sell out in the sense that like he's betrayed his roots, but like sell out in the fact that motherfucker sells more products than you realize.
Well, that is for sure.
He sells so many products. He's involved in marketing for 1 million companies.
Yep.
Do I mean that he's lost his integrity? No. So, and that's what I think you're getting at, Mike.
Right. Like you're saying I think he's just a smart ass business dude.
Yes, I'm willing to give you that. But you're saying when I say sell out, you're hearing he's sold his integrity to just make money, and like he's lost what he was. He has not done that. But I'll be damned if he doesn't sell 1 million damn things. Like he puts himself out there all the time on products galore. I literally have like, you know, there's like Hello Fresh kits and all that shit.
He'll be gone in 5 years though. Because we're gonna get because our age group is gonna move out of the target market. And our kids don't have any fucking clues Snoop Dogg is.
But they do through all this other stuff. Like Snoop Dogg is relevant with our kids because...
Right. But at some point you're going to like ask your kids who Snoop Dogg is. And they're going to be like, oh, that dude that... Like,
yeah.
I was on the Corona commercials.
I was at Walmart a couple days ago.
Kindly old gentleman.
Right.
Yeah.
I was at Walmart a couple days ago looking for Stash Bash costume ideas. And Snoop Dogg has a whole section in men's of like silk 2-piece pajamas
in Walmart.
Yeah,
but see, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Or the 9, or what is that wine called?
Yeah, he does. He sells wine. The 19 Crimes.
19 Crimes.
There's an entire Snoop Dogg 19 Crimes. He fucking does something. Meals from home.
And it came with a little black hat for Christmas.
It's called
it's adorable.
See,
we saved a bottle.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like Snoop Dogg has his hands in 1 million different things. All right, so we have 19 Crimes. We have pajamas in Walmart. We have Martha and Marley Spoon. This is the meal kits that I get delivered to my door.
I mean, the various reality show, game show shit that he's been on.
There you go. He's everywhere.
Right.
Solar stoves. And we're missing, I guarantee we're missing a dozen other things.
Yeah. And he's richer than
that son of a bitch
we can imagine.
Will put his face and his likeness on everything. And America goes, I love that guy.
Yeah.
It's Snoop Dogg. And our kids will come up going, oh, Snoop Dogg. He's cool. I don't know why.
Right. I mean, he's the fucking Bob Barker of the 1990s.
His what is that, the Q score? Is that what they call it? The Q score?
I don't know.
Your Q rating?
Yeah,
your Q rating? His Q rating's through the roof, and everybody knows this, so they go, yeah, use him. Use him for everything.
Yeah, everybody likes him. Nobody dislikes him.
Nobody dislikes Snoop except Bloods.
You wish.
Bloods.
You wish.
And it's a very small group.
You wish you had his Q rating.
Fuck, of course. Of course. Do you imagine the numbers this podcast would do if I was Snoop?
Oh, yeah, it'd be an upgrade.
Oh, through the roof. Through the roof.
Thank you to the listeners.
screwed up things
that are there.
Your content would actually probably go down.
You are helping improve Brendan's Q rating.
Wish a motherfucker would. Could use it.
Well, good for him, and that's a pretty good plan.
I'm not mad at him, and I love that he endorsed Solo Stove of all the products because I am such a Solo Stove nerd.
You were coming off of it. Now you're back in.
All back in.
Because of that load of wood.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet Jesus, dude. I got so much wood in my yard. My wife is furious with me right now. I got so much wood in my yard.
That's rare for her to get upset with you like that.
Yeah, I don't think you've been paying attention.
But you got all this wood for like y'all to enjoy sitting around in the fire pit, which I do know she likes.
Yes.
Where's the problem?
You really want me to get into it?
You don't have to if you don't want to.
I'll make it real clear. I'm real quick. I've had 3 discussions with my wife about where this wood is going to go. Then when the wood showed up, she thought, what the fuck is all this wood? And I said, oh, it's going over here where I told us where the wood was going to go. And she said, I don't think we discussed that. And I said, no, we did. And she said, no, we didn't. And at that point...
How many times did you discuss it?
3. Which is exactly 1 less than I needed to. Because it was the 4th discussion that apparently is where the shit hit the fan. So now I'm out. I've lost. And now I have 700 pieces of wood laying in my yard.
Where's it going?
Now nobody knows.
Oh.
I think a load of it's going home with me.
Yeah.
As of this morning, when I discussed it again, we had a plan. Now we have no plan. So what's going to happen is I'm going to go to bed and I'm going to wake up and I'm going to be told what the plan is.
There you go.
And then I'm going to go, we both agree on this plan. And then I'll move
And by
it there.
we both.
I mean, I will defeatedly fucking carry the wood, the 700 pieces of wood to where I'm told to take it.
You can be like, in the morning, you can be like, well, Kia took like 8 pieces.
Well, here's the crazy thing is every guy who's listening to this podcast actually understands what I just said without any understanding of what I just said.
Oh, 100.
Oh, yeah.
All I just said was we had a discussion. She agreed. I had another discussion. She agreed. Had another discussion. She agreed. Had a discussion. She did not agree. And now all the plans change. And that's what we agreed on.
Yeah.
That scenario is played out 100 times, regardless of if it's wood or groceries or whatever the hell it
Or
may
where
be.
we're going to dinner.
All of these things. Oh, we could have been talking about Mexican food all week long. And then when I say we're going to Mexican, she goes, you idiot, we're going Italian. I go, clearly, we're going Italian.
Yeah.
That's why I hyped up the
So
Mexican.
clearly you know where you went wrong.
Yeah, because I woke
You
up.
formulated an opinion.
No, I went wrong when I woke up.
Yeah.
But that's life.
I do like that all the guys know the feeling of, hey, honey, where do you want to go to dinner? I don't care. You pick. All right, let's go have Mexican. I don't want Mexican. I had that yesterday. Like, all right, well, then you pick. Well, no, I want you to pick. All right, let's go round and round again.
I live in a house with 3 women.
Oh, Lord.
All I ask them is to tell me what you don't want.
You know what? I never want
That's a
anything.
great idea.
I'm always open to whatever anyone else picks. I will find something.
I have an opinion.
I don't care.
I have an opinion, but it's not like...
I'd rather not give any opinions because then my opinions get shot down.
But let's just say my opinions
whatever.
aren't hard and fast.
Yeah.
But like, I'm like, tell me what you don't want. They go, I don't want Mexican. I don't want Italian. I don't want this. And I go, perfect.
Going to Outback.
We're going to Red Robin. Who wants a burger? Okay. Burgers are out. Please, let's just cut it down to the quick.
All you're doing is the roundabout way to letting them pick anyway.
You know what I never hear them say? I don't want or I do want Indian. You know what the reality is? I just want some fucking Indian food. I just want some naan.
That's why you go eat that by yourself.
Yeah. I'm a big buffet Indian naan middle of the day
Is
guy.
there an Indian buffet?
There's every
Everywhere.
Indian place
Yeah.
is a buffet in the middle of the day. Everyone.
I
Weird.
don't.
You know why?
I don't.
I don't
I've
eat
never
any-
eaten it.
No one wants tandoori,
Yeah, nobody wants that.
but it's the best. Have you ever had, you guys don't eat, neither
I've
one
never.
of you
I've
eat
never
Indian
messed
food?
with Indian.
You never had Indian food in your life?
No.
Mike, you
I
ever
have had one time at a true Indian wedding, and I am probably never going to do it again.
I've never had it because I've never gone to an Indian restaurant, and I would never just go there on my own. I would need someone to like hold my hand because I don't know enough about it, and everything looks like it's already been eaten. So it's kind of like hard to decipher what is what.
And it runs through your system like it's already been eaten.
Yeah.
I went to an Indian place the other day, and I had.
I've only heard good things though. People that love Indians swear it's amazing.
I had a little
They
racism.
have colons of steel.
I had a little racism thrown.
You should
way.
avoid that, Mike.
Yeah.
You've been through enough.
They did not reinforce my colon when they were in there.
I had Indian racism. The other day. I walked into an Indian place, sat down with my wife, and I was like, they were like, well, how do you want that, hot or whatever? And I was like, yeah, I'll take it hot. And they were like, you want it white people hot or like hot? And I was like, and I looked at him, I was like, can you say that?
Yeah.
and he goes, and so I go, I want it hot. And I was like, and I said, can you say that? And he goes, okay, well, like, you people.
Oh, that's so much better.
Doubled down.
Oh, he
and I was
not
like,
only doubled down, but raised it a little.
yeah. And I was like, this is fantastic.
He pushed all his chips in.
Yeah.
Did you not hear my overt racism? Let me get you the full racism.
And he goes, you people. And I was like, then I just wanted to have some fun. So I go, what exactly does that mean? And he goes, people that look like you don't like it that hot.
He's being truthful.
No. And I respect that level of racism. Like, I get what I am, but I was like, okay.
I get that every time I go to a Thai place because I ask for Thai hot, and they always make me repeat myself because they're like, you sure you want Thai hot? I'm like, yes.
Yeah. So I had to look at him because now I'm not offended, which is just as much as being
But are
offended.
you worried now that like,
oh, clearly I'm about to get fucked. No, I'm about to get fucked.
He's good.
But now it's like a pride thing. I was like,
Yeah.
I was like, cool, overt racism, respect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to take that and 7 Miller Lights.
Yeah. I was like, oh, that's another thing. I don't think Indians drink much because every time we ask for a drink, they go, we have X. They don't have X, Y, and Z. They have X. And you're like, yeah, fucking double it up. But so I think when I ordered that, he was like, all right, honky. You can't handle the hot. And I was like,
he goes in the bag, he's like, there's some white fool out here thinks he can eat our hot food. Let's show him what's up.
yeah. So I did. I said, yeah. And then my answer to him, you people hot.
No.
Yeah. He fucking gave me the hot. I had the worst meal of my life. He fucking killed me, dude. But I respect his game.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not mad, but like, he called me you people. I said, don't mind if I do.
I see you people.
It was super
And
hot.
I come back at you with one.
Yeah. And it was super hot. It was almost unenjoyable.
So,
But
my wife and I went down to Austin last fall, and there was a taco truck. The sign on it literally said the flavors were mild, medium, white people hot, Mexican hot.
that's right. I mean, I'm here for it.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
I ordered mild.
Yeah. Because you know what? That is you people.
Right. I'm not fucking around with that. I'm in the middle of fucking Austin, Texas. I'm not running back to the hotel to blast ass.
Yeah.
Look, it happens to the best of us.
That's a gamble you don't want to take when you're out of town like that.
It's a gamble I'm willing to take. But I agree. You shouldn't. Damn, boys. Did we get all the way through an episode?
We did.
I think we did.
That was a long time.
Hey, thanks for having me back. This was a blast.
Ah, dude. Mike, you know you're always welcome. We'd love to have a third Mike, but you can't commit. Your whole family's out of town. That's why you're here.
I'll see what I can do.
I like it. I like his attitude. Nah, thank you so much for coming in, man. We do appreciate it. To all the listeners out there, if you haven't had a chance to like or subscribe, please do. Wherever you get your podcast, head over to that, whatever forum that is, whatever format that is. Like, subscribe, give us a review. That would be a good thing. And if you haven't had a chance to Cincinnati swap somebody, it's real easy. You just head over to their phone. You go, hey, they go, what are you listening to? You go, oh, I'll show you. You grab their phone.
Yeah, we haven't had a review in 3 months, so that would be nice.
A review would be super cool.
Yeah.
Super cool. If you want to send us any money to help support the podcast, we have a Venmo, but you don't get to know what it is, because what we would appreciate more this month is you head over to m4krichmond.org and donate to any of the listeners on Inside the Pallet House page or one Mike Keogh.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll reiterate. If you give me a donation, I will give you a haiku.
Wow. What a deal.
Ooh, is this a fresh haiku?
Oh, it'll be a fresh haiku.
So you write, I heard you on the podcast, and you will write them a haiku.
Yep.
Boom. That's actually,
yeah.
I might donate and go, heard you on the podcast, bitch. I would like a haiku, because I like his haikus. Apparently, they're 5 syllables, 7 syllables, and then 5 syllables again.
That's what I heard.
That's the definition of haiku, if you didn't know that. I learned that today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll be talking to you next week. Cheers.
Cheers. That was a pretty good podcast, don't you think?